citing Section 107 of the Copyright Act, does not give you free rein to defame, misrepresent, or harm.
Terrence Howard has thrust himself back into the Hollywood spotlight, but not for his acting. A storm of controversy surrounds his recent claims about the entertainment industry, specifically targeting Sean Diddy Combs and alleging a broader agenda within Hollywood that he claims he refused to comply with, resulting in his blackballing. These statements, made during a viral interview on the PBD podcast, have ignited a firestorm of reactions, with supporters praising his boldness and detractors questioning his credibility based on his past inconsistencies and behavior. The situation has escalated as Howard doubles down, challenging his critics to confront him directly, while figures like Corey Holcomb weigh in, raising pointed questions about Howard's time on the hit show Empire. This saga has sparked a broader debate. Is Howard a whistleblower exposing uncomfortable truths about Hollywood, or is he a man attempting to rewrite his narrative after a career marked by personal and professional missteps? Let's dive into the details, unpack the accusations, and explore the divided reactions. Howard's allegations center on his experiences in Hollywood, where he claims he faced pressure to compromise his principles, specifically his masculinity, to secure roles and maintain his status. In the PBD podcast, he recounted an unsettling interaction with Diddy, alleging that the music mogul invited him to his home under the pretense of discussing acting coaching. According to Howard, Diddy's behavior during these meetings, staring at him intently, asking to hear his music, and making vague requests to hang out, suggested an ulterior motive. Howard's assistant reportedly warned him that Diddy's intentions were inappropriate, prompting Howard to cut off communication. He framed this incident as part of a larger pattern in Hollywood, where he claims powerful figures, including producers, make advances toward male actors, pressuring them to give up their man card to advance their careers. Howard described this man card as a symbol of masculinity and integrity, asserting that surrendering it leaves a lasting mark on one's identity. He suggested that many actors who comply with these demands, whether by engaging in compromising behavior or accepting roles that align with a supposed gay agenda, lose their sense of self and never recover. These claims resonate with a segment of the public that has long suspected predatory behavior in the entertainment industry. Howard's decision to name Diddy specifically, at a time when the mogul faces intense scrutiny, added fuel to the fire. Social media platforms, particularly X, erupted with reactions, with many users applauding Howard for speaking out when other celebrities remain silent or speak in vague terms. Supporters argue that his willingness to address these issues head-on, without the coded language often used by others, makes him a rare truth-teller in an industry built on secrecy. They point to the broader context of Diddy's recent legal troubles and allegations of misconduct as evidence that Howard's story is plausible. For these fans, Howard's refusal to bend over for Hollywood's demands explains why his career trajectory shifted after his early success in films like Hustle and Flow and Iron Man. However, not everyone is convinced. Critics have seized on Howard's history of questionable statements and actions to challenge his credibility. One of the most cited examples is his claim, made for years, that he held a PhD in chemical engineering. This assertion was debunked when it was revealed that Howard did not complete his bachelor's degree, let alone earn a doctorate. This discrepancy has led many to view him as prone to exaggeration or outright fabrication. More troubling are the allegations of domestic violence. Howard admitted to physically assaulting his ex-wife Michelle Gent in front of their children during a 2013 incident. Yet, in later interviews, he denied ever harming anyone, stating, "As far as me harming anybody that knows me, I really can't harm a fly. It's completely against my spirit." This contradiction, acknowledging the assault and then claiming it's antithetical to his character, has fueled accusations of gaslighting and manipulation. Critics argue that this pattern of revising his own history undermines his current claims about Hollywood and Diddy. The skepticism extends to Howard's time on Empire, the Fox series that brought him renewed fame as Lucius Lyon. The show, known for its bold depiction of Black culture, music, and family drama, also featured prominent gay characters and storylines, including explicit scenes between men. Corey Holcomb, a comedian and host of the 5150 show, publicly questioned how Howard could claim to have been blackballed for refusing to align with a gay agenda when he was a lead actor on a series that embraced such narratives. Holcomb, while expressing admiration for Howard's talent, suggested that the actor's presence on Empire contradicts his narrative of principled resistance. He pointed out that Howard, as one of the top-billed stars, would have been deeply embedded in the show's culture, which he implied was influenced by the very industry forces Howard now criticizes. Holcomb invited Howard to appear on his show to clarify these inconsistencies, asking pointedly how Howard, as a heterosexual man, navigated the Empire set if, as he claims, he was uncompromising in his stance against Hollywood's alleged agenda. Holcomb's comments have stirred further debate. Some fans echoed his skepticism, noting that Howard never publicly objected to Empire's content during its run, despite its high-profile status and cultural impact. They argue that he benefited from the show's success, earning awards and
substantial paychecks, yet remained silent with its themes until now. Photos of Howard partying with Diddy and Tepes have also resurfaced, prompting questions about whether he was truly uncomfortable with the mogul artist.
Now capitalizing on Diddy's tarnished reputation to bolster his own narrative. One X-user commented, "Terrence was all smiles with Diddy back in the day. Now he's acting like he was a victim. Something's not adding up." On the other hand, Howard's supporters argue that Holcomb's critique misses the mark. They contend that Howard's role on Empire does not inherently contradict his claims, as actors often take jobs to support themselves while privately disagreeing with certain aspects of a project. They also suggest that Howard may not have experienced any overt pressure on the Empire set, allowing him to perform without compromising his principles. One fan wrote on X, "Corey Holcomb is out of line throwing shade at Terrence without asking him directly. Just because he was on Empire doesn't mean he was cool with everything. Let the man tell his story." Others have defended Howard's decision to speak out now, arguing that it takes time and courage to process and articulate such experiences, especially when doing so risks further alienating powerful industry figures. Howard has not taken the criticism lying down. In a fiery response, widely believed to be aimed at Holcomb and other detractors, he challenged anyone questioning his integrity to confront him face to face. He invoked a code of honor, stating, "Once upon a time, if a man questioned another man's honor, he didn't do it from the shadows. He had to do it out in the open, with his name, his chest out, and his chin high." He accused his critics of hiding behind keyboards and fair use disclaimers, specifically referencing Section 107 of the Copyright Act, which governs fair use in media. Howard argued that citing fair use does not grant a free pass to defame or misrepresent someone, warning that those who profit off his name while calling him a liar must be prepared to back up their accusations. "If you're going to speak against me," he said, "use the same courage that it took for me to say those truths. Man to man, eye to eye, integrity, and in truth." This response has only deepened the divide. Supporters view it as a bold stand against a culture of online slander, praising Howard for demanding accountability. They argue that his willingness to face his critics directly proves his sincerity. Detractors, however, see it as a theatrical deflection, noting that Howard still hasn't addressed specific inconsistencies, such as his Empire tenure or his past domestic violence admission. They also point out that while Howard named Diddy, he has avoided identifying other producers or executives allegedly involved in Hollywood's predatory culture, a pattern fans have noticed among other celebrities making similar claims. 1. User wrote, "Terrence is loud about Diddy but quiet about the real power players. Why stop at Puffy? Name the studio heads if you're so brave." The controversy raises broader questions about truth, accountability, and redemption in Hollywood. For some, Howard's allegations align with long-standing rumors about the industry's darker underbelly, where power dynamics and exploitation thrive behind closed doors. His supporters see him as a flawed but courageous figure, risking his career to expose these truths. Others view him as a narcissist, leveraging a convenient narrative to deflect from his own misdeeds and career decline. The truth likely lies in a gray area. Howard may have experienced genuine pressure in Hollywood, but his history of embellishment and contradiction complicates his role as a credible whistleblower.